Can you see when? Okay. Now, the point is that we miss any of this from our representations at the moment. That what is motivating, what is energizing, is coming, if you like, from within. But there is, in my understanding, and this is why spirituality is often very important, a sense of an energy which is definitely coming from outside oneself, which can flow through us, which we feel is life-affirming and life-enhancing. And that feels to be very important indeed to actually acknowledge. Well, whatever your spiritual ground and base, I'll guarantee that for almost everybody in this room, whether it's humanist, whether it's actually Muslim, whether it's Christian, Hindu, Buddhist, there will be that kind of spiritual energy which you feel is important and motivating. And you can bring that into your accounts in the way that I hope you'll see that I've shown in this keynote, as I said, that I'm just hoping that you will access from my web space and contrast this kind of data with Jill and Nancy's statement. Because what I've done is I've included the traditional scholarly paper that was in the proceedings of this international conference. Okay, so you can have a look at that. Then contrast the video clips with their conclusion. So this is the way they put their conclusion. Not referring at all to that embodied energy, but they say here, those of us who understand the possibilities of teaching must get out of our own way and develop expanded professional identities that incorporate and grow through a web-based culture. Now, until they'd seen themselves, and this was after their presentation, which I videoed, they hadn't an understanding of their own expanded professional identity that could include their expressions of, in Jill's case, this amazing gaze, and it's like this guy called Fukuyama who had this history, it was the end of history and the last man, and he talked about Hegel's notion of recognition, and the recognition of the other as being one of the most profoundly important human experiences. Now, Fukuyama refers to that as the thymotic relationship, going back to the Greeks. But I think everybody here will recognize the importance of that quality of relationship with another within which you feel truly recognized, and you feel that energy actually being expressed with another. Now, until they'd seen the video, neither of them had an idea that they could show a development of their own expanded professional identity using the multimedia to communicate what they themselves were feeling, and Nancy in particular, with that sense of her presence, of a loving warmth of humanity, had never thought of bringing that into her account. Now, what I've tried to do, as I say, in the keynote is just highlight to show how, in fact, you can actually do that. And I've said that during yesterday's presentation, I was struck at my language, life-affirming energy, and the relational qualities expressed by Liz. Where's Liz? Is Liz here? Yeah. That Liz, the way that you were actually here presenting, that again, it was Liz's energy and the values that were being expressed, and her movement was communicating something that the words themselves couldn't express. And this is why I do think if you could video some of that, as you're just expressing yourself, as you did so naturally yesterday, I think it would help to transform the nature of the knowledge you're bringing into the academy. And that is the same with Han Li, I said there, and particularly, it's Faisal here, Faisal. Now, Faisal, it was so powerful, this. Now, Faisal presented, are we still okay? Yeah. Faisal, understanding informal settlements in Durban, gardeners and domestic workers from the slums graduating from the University of Life. Now, Faisal, it was rather like Nancy with that loving warmth of humanity. Faisal's presence was, in my experience, embracing. It was not constraining. I didn't feel oppressed. I felt really invited into a social space where Faisal was deeply, profoundly committed to issues of social justice with some of the most poverty-stricken and deprived people within this arena, say within Durban's area. Now, Faisal, in his written work at Abstract, clearly on a paper couldn't get close to actually communicating that powerful sense of a way of being which has got social justice as its heart, not on a page of text, but in Faisal's way of life, his form of being. So Faisal, I'm just saying, I hope you will find the time to just repeat that presentation at Durham University of Technology. Let us try and get it on the web, because you brought in such a profound commitment with energy and values that I think will inspire many. But I'm hoping that this idea of transforming the knowledge base is communicating with everybody here. That I think you need, or not you need, but the profession needs, the global community needs, your accounts, so that you can extend your influence of your energy and your values. Now, I know there's a very large group from the self-study for Transformative Higher Education and Social Action of Durban University of Technology. Now, what has struck me over the 9 months that I've been familiar with your work is the evolving nature of your knowledge in the sense of the presentations. In November, I don't believe that any of you could have actually presented in the way that you've done at this conference. Your learning has been remarkable. Now, just think of the Heltassa conference, which will be coming here in 2011. Because it feels to me that if the growth of your abilities to communicate your knowledge continues in this way, you will have the transformatory knowledge base for Heltassa, which will be able to influence not just the South African context, but also a global context. So I'm just hoping that what I've been saying today about the importance of inclusion in the I, make sure that you've got that energy, that life-affirming energy, and the values expressed. And this is why I think the video is really important, because you've evoked this in me. You know, I hope you're feeling my energy, because you are evoking that now. You know, just looking at Faisal at the back, I just recall how powerfully he influenced me and brought me into as a real sense of a passion for social justice, and to see how important it is to work in those poor communities to help with that value of social justice. So I just want to end in the way that I began, just by, first of all, thanking the organisers of Lesley, but also yourselves, because I hope you can feel that what I'm taking away is your energy and values that will be inspiring me to continue what I do. So I just want to thank you all very much indeed for that pleasure and privilege. So thank you.